Good evening, Gooners. Welcome to In the North Bank, the big Sunday show, live from North London. Is red. I don't know. I'm buzzing. Yeah, look, we are live, and I've got three other happy Gooners alongside me. Reg, Bez and Mark, how is everyone doing?
Top of the world.
Hello?
Yeah,
buzzing.
I'm good. Yeah, buzzing. Good.
Yes, Paul. I think this is the result we all wanted when we were here a couple of days ago. We all wanted that win. How we got it, I don't think it matters too much how you get the win. 3 points is all that matters. I said something after the game. These 3 points for me feels like 6 points. I know it is just 4 games in, but it feels the manner in which we've gone to Spurs and got the win. Clean sheet, 1-0. Happy days. Happy days.
Yeah, I echo that completely. Our manager is just absolutely fantastic. I said that on the preview show as well. We're playing differently. We've got a different side of us that when the backs are against the wall, he's able to change it around. Amazing team performance by every player, and it's a small game. It's 3 points. It's over and done with. I think we should just move on to a bigger game like the Atalanta game. Does it give me that the North London derby would take 3 points? So thank you, Spurs. Have a nice evening, because we're away too.
For myself, I echo everyone. Sorry, I echo everyone. Fabulous way to do it. Very disciplined, under control. A bit of a crazy midfield, shall I say, but we handled ourselves quite well against the opposing team who was ready to give it to us. So we took it on our chin and we gave out the win to us, which we could ask more.
Good. And we've got Daniel joined us. How you doing, Daniel? Okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Good evening, guys.
Just going to...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you there.
Okay.
Just lagging out slightly, so that's all. I just want to double check a couple of bits. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine, okay. That's a good start. So, yeah, look, really good start to the day, really, wasn't it? I think when we look back and we saw the potential, what we were discussing, weren't we, with regards to the lineups and everything like that, and then when the lineup got announced, we were still a bit clueless, weren't we? we're trying to work out how he was going to line up with the midfield. Was it going to be maybe say one pivot or 2 pivot and then someone in front? I think it was all a little bit unknown, wasn't it? But Mark, I know your nerves were a little bit bad before the game. Did they improve before kickoff?
Not really, no. We went off air earlier in the preview show. I think it was about 40 minutes before kick-off, and I just tried to deflect my mind again away from it. Honestly, I don't know where it came from. It's just this overwhelming nerves. I guess that's what these games do. And do you know what? When I seen the lineup coming out, that didn't help at all. If anything, it made it worse. I couldn't understand it. I'm like, what are we doing? What formation are we going to play? Who's playing where? And I couldn't get my head around it at all. But once the game kicked off itself, it calmed at that point, and let's go, let's have it. And all good. But the nerves today are just. I hate the North London derbies. Honestly, it's good now, but afterwards. But see, beforehand, it's got to be the worst feeling in the world. Honestly, every other game there's no game like it, especially Spurs away. But all good now, bro. All good now.
Yeah, no, all good. Let's just talk first up about Mikel Arteta, how he set up the team. Obviously, missing those key players. We looked very organised and compact. What did you make of the tactical approach going into the game? Certainly that pairing with Jorginho and Partey in the midfield. Were you really happy, or again was it just you were a little bit shocked that he maybe went for those, or what do you reckon?
For me, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. Firstly, I just want to say, see, Mikel, I said something. I said today is one of those days when he's going to earn his money, and he really did. Today, I've seen growth in Mikel Arteta. I know there was times we give him stick. Look, even if at the end of the day we didn't come out on top in this game, say we went home with 1 point. I don't want to big him up too much, but I give Mikel, if we're doing a rating right now, I'm gonna give Mikel 8.59 over 10. Why? Is because I've seen Mikel. Today just seemed like you had two boxers in the ring. One is very experienced and one amateur, just throwing punches here and there, and the experienced one was just taking his time. I would say I was a bit surprised. One thing that surprised me in the formation today is I didn't know Zinchenko was injured. I think the club everybody kept that quiet. The way Zinchenko, I don't know if any other. I had no idea that Zinchenko had no role to play today. But the way we've used Jorginho and Partey today, he knew that one of them, the only way it was going to work is to have both of them kind of sitting. We didn't really have to go forward too much. Today, the bulk of the work done by Kai Havertz today, at times you would not even know whether he's the one behind the striker or if he's the one striking. I think Mikel set up the team properly. We were compact, we were tight. Partey walked his socks off today. Jorginho, same thing. So I give Mikel credit. He could have gone any other way, but being able to go, let's have a double pivot today. You two sit here. Don't stay as close as possible to yourselves because we know how Tottenham is going to play. They had the ball, done everything. I think he saw it from day one that it was going to be a smash and grab, which we didn't see. And I'm really happy that at the end of the day, we were the one coming out on top. So yeah, kudos to Mikel. I tell you, key performances I saw today, Jurrien Timber. Oh my God. I see when they're running at him, the way Jurrien Timber was standing his ground, putting in tackles. In my head, I'm now saying, what is stopping this defense? Jurrien Timber, Gabriel Magalhães, William Saliba, and Ben White. What is stopping this defense from winning the league? I don't know if I'm too excited right now, but yeah, kudos to Mikel because we've seen this our Arsenal in the past. We have an excuse. Oh, our best player Ødegaard is not available. Oh, Declan Rice, who runs literally, he covers every blade of that pitch, is not available. Or we have a reason to go there and not come out with anything. But he set up his team. Sit back. We know we will score. Don't concede. Big up Mikel Arteta. Big up the boys. I couldn't be happier. This is mature football from Mikel. I can't lie.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Obviously, yeah, you alluded to Zinchenko, and I think on our previous show, I think we were kind of erring on that side that he was going to be one of those players that was going to probably have a real prominent part to play in the game. Certainly on that the left-hand side of the midfield. Yeah, so that was a shock, and then that's also
it was a shock.
Yeah, another problem for Thursday. When you look at it, when you in the grand scheme of kind of maybe rotation and getting things done, hopefully it's not too serious. I've not heard anything about it as such, apart from it's a calf injury. So hopefully it's not something that's he's had previously, because I know he's had some problems with his calves. Certainly like last season. But yeah, Bez, Reggie mentioned about Jurrien Timber. Obviously his performance at left back, he neutralised Spurs wide threats pretty well, didn't he? He's very effective. What do you reckon?
I'll say first and foremost, what a performance by a Warrior, because to the day he put out painting North London red for the first time, which like that surety in a different dimension. he played for the shirt. Yes, he went a bit, I would say, unnoticed, because you can see how he went back and he was just flash of brilliance. And he felt, for me, it felt more like he was doing all the dirty work that Martinelli sadly didn't put in. And I'll get to Martinelli in a second, of course. But in Timber's, spotlight, for me, he did everything he could ask for left back to go up and down the channels when it's needed to attack, when it's needed to defend. As I said earlier, Arteta needs players now who can actually take the ball offensively and defensively. And somehow this man, he's now almost feels like a new signing that's given us new lease of life in that left side. Probably we've been lacking for quite some time. And plus he's got resilience, something about him. Yes, people say he grabbed Vicario by the shirt when Vicario overreacted over that so-called foul. That's, we can talk to it in a bit, but I just felt like he composed himself in a way that you feel like you've seen this guy play for Arsenal for a long time. And I feel like I'm already in awe how he just everything was just didn't faze him. It didn't bother him. He's like, yeah, I got this. You can already see the swag. There was no arrogance. There was no silliness by him. Yes, he got the yellow, but for me personally, he made that can I say that line, but that line himself for his own. He just didn't care, didn't flinch in the big stage.
Yeah, no, definitely. I thought he was really assured. Might as well stay on him. You, Daniel.
Yeah. Actually made Timber my man of the match today. Sure we had that. I think I was telling Mark and Bex that for me, Jurrien Timber was the man of the match today. The fact that this guy had an ACL and was out of the game for almost a year, and putting a performance like this today, stretching for every ball, going for those tackles without hesitation. When you have injuries like that, you tend to get scared when you go into the 50-50 tackles and stretching your legs and in fear of not having a recurrence of such injury. And the performance Jurrien Timber had today, I made him a man of the match, and I'm happy for him as a player. I'm happy for him as a person, and I'm happy for Arsenal Football Club having such a tremendous player. And the performance today really showed that we really missed this guy last season. And in hindsight, we can just say, I wish he was there last season. Nobody knows how the season would have ended. So,
yeah,
kudos to Jurrien Timber.
Definitely. I'm just going to stay on him with regards to obviously that tackle that obviously attracted a load of. I still think it's the anti Arsenal brigade, doesn't it? It's where something comes in like that, and it's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a red card. It was like, look, I put a tweet out and I said, what he's tried to do is use his body. He's tried to pirouette on the ball. His foot's on the top of the ball. He's tried to get the foot on the ball to stop the trajectory of the ball.
It's not even a yellow card for me.
Yeah, and he's on the ball, and yeah, as I say, he's using his body, and it's got.
And the guys in the studio on Sky Sports, they were saying he was lucky to get away with a yellow that should have been a red. I'm like,
it's not even a yellow card. It's a foul.
They were comparing it to the Curtis Jones last season on I think it was on East Bissouma. Curtis Jones had his leg. Even personally, I wouldn't even give Curtis Jones a red because there was no malicious intent. And I know it's long ago, but his leg, he had his boot on the shin of Bissouma. But this guy was straight. It was literally on the ball. Poro was trying to make a mountain out of him, make a mess out of it, just to make it look like he's nothing.
If you can remember, if you can remember, last season we had the same situation. Ben White, I've forgotten the team we were playing. Ben White made a clearance and the follow through actually hit. I've forgotten the name.
I think I remember the one, but it's not coming to me now.
Yeah,
but big up to Jared Gille. I know he gave a lot of yellow cards today. There are certain referees. I think there are people that will give that as a red card, and VAR it will be difficult for VAR to overturn that. So I think Jared Gille, he did all right.
I was actually scared. I was actually scared seeing him officiate the game. I actually tweeted because when I saw it was the one assigned for the match. He was the one for the Wolves game. How come you're officiating Arsenal game twice in 4 matches already. So what happens to normally the Premier League has a rule whereby you have to take at least 5 matches before a certain referee officiates a certain team a game. So I was surprised seeing him officiate again. I put it on Twitter and I was surprised, but when on the full-time show I had with Mark and Bess, I told them like it was a commendable performance from the referee because the first half could have made the game go haywire with the amount of card Brand had the first half, and second half I was expecting somebody to go down to 10 men, knowing fully well how this PGMO tend to work. And the second yellow card doesn't go to the VAR up for clarification. So I was scared, knowing fully well that we had Saliba on a stupid yellow card and Jurrien Timber on a yellow card. Sorry?
Right, so
I didn't hear you.
so Pedro Porro.
Yeah, a couple of the players too on the yellow cards.
Yeah. Pedro Porro wasn't on a yellow card. He didn't take a yellow card in the game.
No, he was. He was on a yellow card.
Pedro Porro was just...
Pedro Porro never had a card in the game. I think so. It was
how many times did he keep on looking back?
Yeah, he was trying to play smart on the referee, trying to play smart and make the VAR goal look at the tackle again, because he actually fed the contact, but there was nothing malicious in the tackle.
Nothing.
Because if
I'm disagreeing with you guys, by the way. Jurrien Timber could have been sent off today.
Could have been sent for that mark.
Yeah, do you know why?
No.
Jurrien Timber got a yellow card for that. Yes, I thought his foot was on top of the ball, but it kind of slightly went over. But the referee gave him a yellow card for that decision, right? So regardless, that cannot be rescinded. However, when Jurrien Timber went further on, the goalkeeper grabbed him and Timber had his hands around him like that. It could be a second yellow. He could have been off the park. Now, you watch, Paul, as we spoke about, Saliba in the first half, I think it was after about 18 minutes, kicked the ball away, delaying a restart, got a yellow card, instantly putting him under pressure. We have to cut this out of our game because another referee on another day could have gave 2 yellow cards there.
Yes, I actually thought it was going to brand a second yellow card because if you look at the referee, he put his hand on his back pocket. So I thought it was going to bring out the yellow card for Jurrien Timber for the second yellow card because the first tackle was a yellow card. But grabbing onto the man's shirt, that for me is a violent conduct. And if you are yellow carded for that, I don't think we'll be here complaining about that. And if they're actually giving him a red card, a second yellow card and a red card for that, I don't think anybody will be complaining about that. But the referee was smart enough to understand the tempo. And I was even surprised he gave Vicario a yellow card because normally if you are going to give Vicario a yellow card, you have to give Jurrien Timber a yellow card because the brawl started between the two of them, so definitely 2 of them had to go into the book.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That could have happened. I'm not saying it was 2 yellows and it should have been a red because I didn't think the tackle that Timber done with his foot on the ball, and you're right, he did try to put a red. So for me, I didn't even think that was a foul. I was like, carry on, in all fairness. But however, he did get a yellow card for that. So then, for 3 seconds later, to be grabbing the goalkeeper is petulant, and Arteta has to go on top of that with our players. So Saliba kicking the ball away, delaying the restart. I don't care if other players are doing it and they're not getting a yellow card. Arsenal players do get yellow cards for this. So we need to show a different mentality, not give the referees even a slight opportunity to be putting our players in that position. Honestly, we need to cut that out, and I hope Arteta gets through to the guys. It could have been an easy thing in the Wolves game for Havertz to react and actually even hit that defender for strangling him. Honestly, it could have been so easy. Havertz showed maturity and didn't react to it. The rest of the players need to get on board. And that includes Declan Rice, went on yellow, kicking the ball away. And that definitely includes Timber today as well. And Saliba for kicking the ball away as well. It's like it has to stop. Sorry, Paul.
This Arsenal player, I think they don't learn because Arsenal are the only team, in my opinion, that can get a yellow card from a ball boy not bringing the ball into the field. So they should learn. You should understand that this PGMO and the referee, I'm not going to say agenda, but they don't like us. So we know they don't like us. It's us against them. So they have to be smart. And Mark, you're right. Jurrien Timber could have been red carded in the game for grabbing onto the man's shirt. And they need to learn. Arteta need to talk to the players and make them understand what we are fighting against, what we are trying to get. And for you to become an elite player, you have to be disciplined in all aspect of the game. And that, for me, is one aspect of the game we should be smart enough to understand and not to get ourselves into those kind of confusion.
100%. I feel if we had a referee like the one that sent off Declan Rice,
we don't want that again. No, you never know. Yeah. But I think Timber, I think was right. I think the referee bought into it a little bit as well. That the pressure that had come on him from Bukayo. I think he knew, he could see that straight away what he did, and that's where I think it's been kind of diffused. And straight away he was there with the card for the goalkeeper. What he was doing, he done exactly anything, does he? The keeper, and he's jumping around in front of him. I didn't understand him whatsoever. But yeah, it's silly. We want players to not get involved. But as I say, sometimes it just happens, and it's spur of the moment things which happens. Like Mark said, the crowd of bodies there. It only takes someone to kind of either just stay rushed in and bundled in a little bit too much, and all of a sudden someone's rolling around on the floor, and then there's a decision to be made on right where someone's reacted from. So, yeah, I think it's certainly a lesson learned anyway on that side. I think experience-wise, I think we've done very well not to react or get caught into anything. But Mark, Arsenal's defensive wall, Gabriel and Saliba, rock solid. What stood out to you for today in the performances, especially when obviously Spurs really started hitting us early?
Yeah, Saliba getting booked so early on, like you just said, he could have been under so much pressure, and he strolled the rest of that game. And I was worried when he done that. I thought, why put yourself under that pressure? But for me, I thought he was absolutely outstanding. For the rest of it, Gabriel, honestly, up until before I get to Gabriel, up to, I would say, about 60 minutes, my man of the match by a mile was David Raya. Not because that he had to make amazing saves and that. He was just solid. He caught everything. It was just, he was just there all the time. And he calms our defence down. We were speaking about that, me, Daniel, and Bez earlier, that he calms the defence down. And do you know the way you get that? If you've got a shaky goalkeeper, the nerves can kind of creep into the defensive unit. And I just felt that Raya passed on so much confidence to the defence. And then 60 minutes onwards, Gabriel. Wow. Honestly, what a display. I don't think Arsenal fans realise how good this guy is. And I'm not just saying that. Every time that ball, from 60 minutes onwards, he's there for the header, gets a goal. And every second after that, every time that ball came in, Gabriel was on the end of it. He was just in the right place at the right time, all the time. Outstanding, absolutely outstanding for me. Well and truly deserved man of the match. It was just a shame. You're right, Saliba is an absolute beast, but this goes on within the Arsenal fan base where everything is Saliba. He's fashionable. Yeah. Gabriel, for me, is a better defender than Saliba, and I'm not just saying that. Saliba's cool, calm, you can pass the ball out, all the rest of it. Gabriel is adding that into his game. As defenders, Gabriel is rock solid. And honestly, our fan base should stop underrating this guy, because for me, he's just another absolutely amazing performance by him. And both of them complement each other brilliantly, but Gabriel is just so good. He really is so good. So big up him. Great goal and brilliant defensive display again.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that is right with regards to Saliba. I think a lot of it comes down to when we start going on about certain things. Someone's had a poor game. It is Gabriel that is the one that gets highlighted first and foremost. He's had a poor start to the season. When you look at Saliba potentially having made more mistakes than him, I'm talking just like little passes going astray, potentially leading to goals. Certainly against Brighton, I think earlier on in the game, where he didn't put enough on the pass and then almost we got caught out. But yeah, I think they're big solid. What do you think, Daniel, with regards to them?
I think the two of them complement each other very well, but I have to disagree with Mark. Saliba is a better defender than Gabriel. I'm not saying that Gabriel is a bad defender, but I just think Saliba hedges Gabriel with his calmness and the ball playing ability from the back. So I'll go for Saliba. And I think both of them, it will not be wrong and it will not be out of place if I say they are the two best defensive partner in the world of football currently. I don't think anybody would disagree. And if anybody disagree, I would like to know who they think is the best defensive partners in the world. Because for me, the defensive performance these guys have been putting on, have played 11 games away from home this year, 1-10, 1 draw, concede just 3 goals. That says a lot how these guys have been. And it shouldn't be put out of place and it shouldn't be underestimated how good our defense is. And I'm also not going to not mention David Raya too. David Raya has been part of that defense. But back to your question, the two of them, they're animals, I can say.
Yeah, I don't think it's a conversation to have with regards to which one is the better defender. I think they're two separate players, two totally different style of players. And they complement each other. Like all partnerships, there's got to be a certain difference between them. One is a bit more calmer on the ball, and one loves to go and be a bit more competitive and go for the ball. It's almost like a proper English defender. In a way, he kind of sometimes handles himself. But yeah, what an actual partnership they are, and yeah, this away record that we're on at the minute. If we can extend it past next Sunday, tell you what, we're in a good position to get it up to 15 games, and you suddenly look at it like that. That's one hell of a stat to have going into that kind of period later in the year. The next one, I'll go to you,
quickly.
Bez.
Okay. I just wanted to say, if we go through next week unscathed, like go to City and don't concede, it sends a huge message to them. Like everybody now knows, look, this is not fluke. If we go to City and don't concede, then that will be really massive. Not putting what we've done so far is already on its own is big achievement. Gabriel and Saliba for me. I hear what Mark is saying in terms of a defender going. If you want your defender, that bullish guy, the guy who goes in rugged, that's Gabriel. But we've seen Gabriel play alongside certain defenders, and we were not singing Gabriel's praises. I think Saliba has come in, made Gabriel Magalhães better in certain ways, so they kind of complement themselves. And because of the way Saliba plays, he's calm, he's giving Gabriel a kind of express yourself, brother, do what you're doing. So if you take Saliba out of that team, I think Gabriel Magalhães should be exposed again from what we used to see before. Like when you pair him with, say, Rob Holding or whoever it was back in the day when we were playing Bearman. So I think of the two of them, maybe Saliba slightly just easily edges Magalhães. And what else? I was saying to my mates, like, it's Raya's birthday today. What gift can these boys give Raya for his birthday other than a clean sheet? And they've only gone there, kept a clean sheet, and said to Raya, continue, man. We want to give you another Golden Glove. Imagine Raya does it back to back. Golden Glove in this league, coming to the Arsenal. I was one of those people that was skeptical in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. I've always loved Ramsdale, but right now you can't even question Mikel Arteta's decision on this one. 110%.
No, I think you can look at it. We kind of drifted over the assurance that Raya is providing us now. Bez, obviously, David Raya, very important in keeping us in the game early on. Certainly in that game, saves from Kulievski and a few others, weren't there? Just there, made some really good saves. He is massively important. And when we talk about, say, that difference between him and Ramsdale, it's becoming more and more clearer, isn't it? Now, I take that little that claim from a corner that went right away to the back post, and he comes out and literally knows exactly where it's going, and straight away plucks it out of the air, and he bowled it out down to Martinelli, didn't he? Really quickly, and we
did you see that throw?
Yeah, absolutely, like an arrow. It was like crossbow.
Oh my days! Do you know what he was saying to Martinelli? Go for it. I thought Martinelli would be quicker, but I think it was Van der Ven, so Martinelli had no chance. I don't know whether it was the defender was quick. If not, that was literally pinpoint pass.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's it. Bez, what are your thoughts on Raya?
First and foremost, his birthday day was just special beyond belief. I was talking to Mark, I think on the second podcast. Bear in mind, it's our third one today. He just didn't save the balls that came towards him. He clawed them midair like God-given right. You know, the ball comes to him, close it, no pressure. Like Solanke as well. You can see, as you said, the ball comes towards him. He sees what the ball's doing, and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to put myself no pressure at all. The ball will go out to play. Technically, he's not even. He's like he was up here. He's like, you know what? I better let that go. Like, don't have nothing to do with it, as if it doesn't belong to him. Like almost like a frag grenade. Let me use that excuse. Like he saw it. You know what? I've nothing to do with it. I don't want to close any explosion in my box. And you can see his defense was like, you know what? He knows what he's doing. And that pink shirt overall just was a sight to be. It was like Pink Panther in the box. You know, the way you see that standing out. And he looked okay. It was his birthday, but he looked assured. He looked great. Even I said the Mark in the other podcast with Daniel. I questioned him signing for us at the beginning. Of course I did, because I love Ramsdale. He played for Arsenal as a fan as well, which is wonderful to see. Yes, the time now is gone, but the way Raya now in his second season, the way in the first season, if I should say, was amazing. Now he's going to Spain. He's had a big trophy under his belt. You can see even that alone, he's getting he's given a huge lift in his character, not his ego. Because I don't think Raya shows his ego good. He shows his good side. That means he just commands that, I don't know how to say this, but presence that you just want to see in a goalkeeper. Just loves playing the way he does. And as I said, his kicks now are amazing. But now even when we see him in his so-called sweeper keeper, but now he does it so well, but he's so efficient. As Reggie said, he just told Martinelli, go for it. And it's like Martinelli was like, confidence quite low. What do I do? And then next thing you know, he's doing it often. He's like I can see, as we say in English, he literally be saying a great defense is the best form of attack. He's making it seem now like goalkeeper. He's got another vision of a masterclass midfielder who can just pinpoint one pass from end to end, done, boom. It's just I was just lost for words today, even for me, how he just controlled his box in a level that we're not seeing the goalkeeper at Arsenal, I guess, for a while like this. It's just beyond belief, and he just does it so well with a nice added flair and finesse, if I'm saying that right. It's just, I don't know, I'm just oozing with happiness the way he controls his box today.
Perfect. Paul's having just a little bit of technical issues, so I'm just going to jump in for a bit. Daniel, Martinelli, there was a lot of talk after the game of Martinelli not having the best of games. What did you think of Martinelli's performance today? As a whole.
Yeah. I was saying that during the full-time show that his game wasn't that great. I actually saw a stat after the game that Martinelli had 6 successful dream balls. That's one more than the whole of Tottenham entire team today. The whole of Tottenham team had 5. Martinelli had 6 today. So if I'm coming here to tell you that Martinelli had a great game today, then I'll be lying, because his game wasn't that great, but the defensive part of the game was okay for me, because he really put in a shift when it comes to defending today. But his overall play, I think his confidence has gone down while in front of goal, decision making. Maybe he's overdoing it, trying to prove himself again, trying to regain the form he had 2 seasons ago. So I think that's what is his problem. But I think with more game time, with more matches, he's going to regain the form back. And I'm just going to give him an average performance today, just because of his defensive performance. That's why I'm going to give him an average mark for his overall performance today.
Okay, perfect. Reg, would you agree with that?
I'm sorry, I've just lost it, but yeah, I do. It just seemed that today, it just like I said to you in the second podcast, I'm losing count. I've said that all day, and I'm just trying to compartmentalize my words before I lose track of what I'm saying. How we disciplined the game from the from the defensive side to the offensive side, if I'm not losing track of what I'm saying. I just felt like the discipline was so good to see. How we didn't let nothing phase us, as you guys said earlier. How Porro made the scene of a foul from Timber, that to be like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna make a big scene about it, ref. I'm gonna make a big scene to make one of the opposing players get sent off. I'm thinking, no, you don't. And I'm glad the referee stepped in and said to other players, back off. I'm running the show, basically. I'm running the show. Well, like it or not, I'm running the show. Because we've seen the past many, many times again. There's players we know. I'm sorry if I bring it back. I want to try and avoid it to bring it back. We saw in the Brighton game. Yes, what Rice did was not right. I do get it. But does not mean you go and influence the referee. And now the rule book says only the captain speaks to the referee. Again today, we saw that those snippets out there. Many of the Spurs players still approach the referee, or more, I should say, encroaching the referee, because he felt like clearly that's not sportsmanship. The rule does say the captain speaks to the referee. At times as well, so even Son, he speaks to the referee, he's doing this. I'm thinking, for the life of me, you're the captain. What are you trying to hide? Are you trying to speak to the referee about something we shouldn't see as fans now? Because I know there's liberties out there who see that and think, what you hiding? Like, I've never seen even an Arsenal player once speak to the referee, yet they put their hand in their mouth, oh, referee, I've got something to say to you, but it's between me and you. Why would you do that? I mean, I don't mind Son. I had nothing against him, but seeing that today just made me think, you're really a little cheeky bugger to do that, because clearly you tried to hide something, from the fun factor that was a game. Yes, it was a spicy game. It was a very spicy game. He could go another way. We saw that in the first half the way he went. But for our side, and I thought from our side at the moment, I felt like clearly we showed them, yes, you make fun of us. Yes, you didn't want us to win the title last year. Yes, you wanted so-called your friend City to win the title. You wanted us to fail. But joke's on you. I mean, make it more to suffer for yourself. Yet one time we come back to you, we repay back the favor, and we won against you. Yes, it's 1-0, but still clean sheet the way we did it. It was very much everyone played for each other. Everyone, you can see. When Gabriel scored, everyone went straight to him to say, you're the man. Could simply be, even I, for one, I love Saliba. I adore Saliba, no matter what. He's a big man. Whatever he does, he's amazing. And as much adore him. But something about Gabriel, from day one, I always thought this guy gets in between the sticks. Yes, he does the hard work, the tough way that he does. But does it in a way that I feel like he gives you that passion, that desire that I think most footballers today lack, Because you want to see, I've just seen now he scored his 15th goal, which means the man has scored more goals than him. He's almost like a old number 9. He just pops out of nowhere, fox in the box. You know what? I see a corner, it's coming in, boom, I'll head it in. But he does it like in a way they think, why come on players do these days? I know Saliba sometimes does it, But the way Gabriel does it, there's something about him. Just you think is amazing. It's just you think how he just. I don't want to keep it too long this segment, but just feel like he does in a way you think he just wants to fight for everything. It means not fight everyone, but fight for the shirt, fight for this badge. That means that you care for this team. I remember from day one, people used to give him a good bashing. Oh, I think he had his first few games when he played for us in the first season. He just scored his first goal for Arsenal against Fulham. He has a bit of a bad fourth or fifth game, if I'm correct, 4 or 5 years ago now. Yet all the media, all aboard against Gabriel Train because they made a slight mistake. I'm thinking many players out there, whoever exists, maybe a goalkeeper, striker, midfielder, winger, and a defender. You learn from mistakes, You're bound to pick up yourself again. But the way Gabriel does it, he has, let's say, one mistake, but he makes up for it big time. And today I saw that he clearly does not care. Whoever's in next to him, I saw they tried to kind of like nudge him a few times before he did that header. But the way he clearly saw the ball coming towards him, and you know what? I'm gonna just jump for this as high as I can. Pinpoint, boom, in the box, and then they could do nothing about it. You saw the manager of Tottenham. He's like, "Here we go again, on my knees." I'm like, "Well, jokes on you, sadly, because your team was not ready for it."
Paul, are you back?
Yeah, sorry there. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's good, Bez. Thank you for your comments on that side.
I think it's this. I blame this shirt tonight. So I think the fire with me, my inner Brazilian, I'm not Brazilian, but my inner Brazilian is giving me that little lift of joy.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Obviously, we've been very lethal from with set pieces. Obviously, today another goal. Reg, what do you think? Why do you think Arsenal becomes so dominant from those dead ball situations, and especially against that lot?
There's one man, Nicholas Hoover, however you say his name, NJ. That guy, if I could give him like £10 of my salary every month, I'll contribute to make him even better. Because I think our set piece routine has improved. That aside, the fact that we have defenders that are 6'2", I think Gabriel Magalhães is 6'2", Saliba is 6'2", 6'3". We're bringing in Calafiori, is another tall guy. Ben White is a nuisance in the box when he gets there. We've got Declan Rice putting in balls that are today, like he I don't know how they've done the drill. And we've got the corner kicks, the way he puts that ball in far post. Bukayo Saka and his corner kicks, another assist today. I just feel the set piece coach has really upped our game. I think last season, if I'm not mistaken, we scored the most goals from set pieces last season, which is credit to Nicola, and that is where the game is going. Again, so for some reason, Pep Guardiola revolutionized. He's the one who has started this trend. And I'm happy for us to pick up the baton and even do it better than him. And this is something that is giving me, is giving me joy. Because if you are able to go to Pep Guardiola and beat him at something, then he tells you, oh, okay, in other aspects, you can also try. So for me, I think what has really been that factor is the set piece coach. Because if you take him out of the equation, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you take Nicola Hoover, I think there might be problems. So yeah, for me, it's a set piece coach and pinpoint crosses that we put in. Where's this?
I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know why I can. For some reason,
There's some delay here. Good, Reggie. I'm going to go to you, Daniel. When Gabriel rose above Romero, wasn't it, for that header, Tottenham looked very frustrated. I think they wanted a foul, didn't they? Or they were trying to push for a foul. Obviously, set pieces were going to be a real weak spot for Tottenham, but It wasn't a foul whatsoever, was it?
It wasn't a foul. Tottenham have a fragile mentality, so probably that's what had crept into their players' mind. Because if you look like I was even surprised on that Jamie Reckner was even suggesting that's a foul, knowing fully well. I think it was on the commentary the game between Arsenal and Newcastle versus Arsenal last season where Gabriel Magalhães had 2 hands on his back by Jurrien Timber, and they were justifying that goal by all means, by all letters of the law. And he was on commentary that day saying that the referee had no choice because it was a goal, that the goal was a good goal. And now you're suggesting that a touch on Romero is a foul. Romero wasn't even complaining. The Tottenham player were not even complaining to the ref that it was
he knew
a foul.
he messed up.
Yeah, because in a corner kick, there's always a shove in the penalty area. So definitely, you must get somebody touching you, this and that. It's a contact sport, not a swimming sport whereby everybody swim at their own lane. So it's not a foul for me. And when I saw Gabriel there, and there's something Mikel Arteta said in his press conference when I was asking him about Nikola Jova. He was the one who actually brought the guy to Manchester City because he said that in his press conference after the game that he saw something in him. That's why he brought him to Manchester City and also bringing him to Arsenal. So in other words, Mikel Arteta revitalized this set piece of a team. That's what I wanted to say. And we are good on set pieces, and long may it continue. And one thing I want to say again, we are not just scoring corner kick or scoring from set pieces, but we don't concede from set pieces. Have you guys noticed that? So that's another thing which I think this guy has really brought into the club, because most season before this, we tend to be very soft when it comes to corner kick. And I remember the last we played Aston Villa, where this player currently with Juventus now scored from a direct corner kick. That's how
Douglas
soft
Luiz.
Luiz. So
I was on the ground that day. I remember very annoying.
you see, and that day there was even a push on Ramsdale, but nobody wants to say anything about that. You have to tell you, so you have to buckle up. You have to man up. It's a game. It's a men's sport. You have to be strong in challenges. So I don't understand why Jimmy Rebner was suggesting that's a foul on Romero. Romero wasn't even complaining. So
yeah, he knew he messed up. He lost his man.
I looked at it like totally, and it was it was obviously his man, but he'd lost him from totally behind. So his eyes actually weren't on him whatsoever one bit. So when you talk about a foul or maybe say contact, again, the guy's got to be aware of what's going on, isn't he? If he's looking at him or he's doing that, and then all of a sudden the push comes in and he's going for the ball, then there's something maybe to be had, isn't there? But it was nowhere near it, and a great leap by Gabriel, and I think that was it. It was nice and simple. But yeah, it's a typical response from another commentator that just obviously has another little.
He's a former sportsman, so it's expected.
And again, credit to Nikola Jova. If you see, I think where that ball was supposed to be for Bukayo, but you have players around the goalkeeper that he was trapped. So in that situation, I think Bukayo needs to do better on his set pieces. That's the difference between himself and Raya.
I don't want you to do better. I don't want you to do better. You continue.
Yeah, he can continue. None of my. But you can see on set pieces, he's always like he's worried. Like you do this, you can literally feel that this guy is worried. And every time I've said, like maybe 7 times out of 10, he doesn't come for the ball. But you see Ryan in a set piece situation, especially corner kicks, he's calm, he's coordinated, ready to even throw out the ball for a counter attack, man. Bro, I'm telling you that David Raya, if we write this story, David Raya will have a big part in it. If we're able to get across, if we get above the line or be across the line, David Raya will have a big role in it, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, what next? Mark, I'm going to go to you. Obviously, when that goal goes in and pandemonium starts, everyone's jumping on sofas. They're flying around the living rooms. Did you think for 1 second that was the game done, dusted right then?
I did. Just to come back, I was not jumping on my sofa. The ball went out for a corner, and I had to go for a water break.
I know the story.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah. So while I was having a water break, I was thinking to myself, go on, Big Gabriel. I swear to God, I was like, on you go, Big Gabriel. And I promise you, I did wash my hands, not initially, straight away, because I ran through when I heard the ball went in and went back and washed my hands. But anyway, sorry. Have you after 9 o'clock yet? No. So, yeah.
10, it's 10.
No, it's only it's not even 7:30 yet. But no, on a serious note, yeah, I kind of, I mean, you still got that little bit of doubt, Paul. Of course you do. It's like we're playing Tottenham in their stadium. However, with this team and this goalkeeper, and I disagree with Daniel about what he said about Martinelli earlier, and it does fit into this. I thought Martinelli had an absolutely outstanding game, the same as I think Bukayo Saka had an outstanding game. And now what I mean by that, if you're looking at us being offensive, no, they didn't. None of the two of them. However, when we were under pressure, we defended as a team. And that included Martinelli and that included Saka. Our concentration levels, Trossard back into position. Havertz, he was the last man at times because he was furthest up the park. He was getting back into position. So the defensive unit, it was almost like we played that horrible low block and said, Tottenham, come and get us. And you better do it properly because we only need one break. And if we do get it, we can take you on the counter. So for me, I just thought it was an outstanding team performance all round. And yeah, so kind of hope I've answered your question, Paul. There is a bit of there where I thought, no, we're not going to concede because of the like how good we were. But at the same time, you always worry because it is Tottenham. So
yeah, we've
Martinelli's first objective is on the attack, not on the defense. So if you are basing his performance based on defensive, then I don't think we'll say players like Havertz or any of the striker on the show today had a bad game. Because in my opinion, we didn't do enough in the attacking phase. And Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, these are the ones that normally get us the goals. And I actually said the only reason I'm going to rate Martinelli today is because of his defensive performance. But from the attacking place, I don't think it was only today. And you will agree with me on that?
Yeah, I think I would agree with you on that, but I would also go back at you with it and say then you can say the same for Saka. And again, this is a game.
I actually said it. The Saka didn't have a good
exactly.
game.
But this again is the exact same thing. Martinelli and Saka could have the exact same game, and Arsenal fans will come out afterwards and say Martinelli had a poor game, but they'll not mention Saka. Gabriel can make even a slightest mistake. Arsenal fans will come out, be right on his back. However, they don't do the same with Saliba. It's just, if we want consistency,
it's like double standards.
It is 100%. If you want consistency from referees, be consistent in your views. And that is it.
It's not a double standard. You have to look at what these players have done for the club, what these players tend to do 9 out of 10. But, you understand? This season alone, Bukayo Saka has had 4 assists in 4 games. So Bukayo Saka has contributed to like 80% of our goals this season. So do you expect the fans now to come out after a game like today and start bashing players like Bukayo Saka, knowing fully well Martinelli had the same game, but the whole context of the whole season, Martinelli.
But when you're talking about a game,
it'd be easier to pick up Martinelli because
what I'm trying to make you understand, like the reason why you tend to hear people complain more of bad players like Gabriel, because if you see Gabriel, most times he concedes own goals. But you look at Saliba. The only own goal we've had with Saliba was one against Leicester.
Okay, so Liverpool. Daniel, I'll come back at that, right? Liverpool at home last season, Arsenal are 1-0 up. The ball comes through, Diaz is running through against Saliba. Saliba dallies about with the ball. Diaz out of nowhere, gets a touch on it, comes off Gabriel and goes in the back of the net. Whose fault was that? Saliba's or Gabriel's?
That's Saliba.
No, of course it is. But after that game, everybody picked out Gabriel. This is why I defend players. I don't care what Saka done the previous 3 games. You choose. I'll give Saka the same merit today as I would Martinelli, because both of them to me had the same game. So I'm not giving Saka a 10 because he scored the goal and gave us an assist in the last game. I'll give him his points for today's game, and I'll do the same with Martinelli. So for me, it is double standards. Arsenal fans have favourites. You go on the non-favourites, and for me, it's unfair. I don't like it. I really don't like it, and that's why I'll always back Gabriel, and I'll always back to the likes of Martinelli as well, because I just maybe see football differently from some people, bro.
In our fan base, a lot of people like Martinelli. I don't think our fan base, there's a lot of people who have this dislike on Martinelli. What I'm not trying to make you understand, Mark, you can't say you forget what Saka did in the last 5 games or 4 games and just pick up. No, I'm trying to make you understand that the reason why there's a word for it, like you have something already put on the bank for you, some good performance on the bank. So whenever people want to talk about you, they look back and say, okay, in the last 10 games, what has this guy done for us? Okay, he has scored in this game, I've seen it. Okay, when you have a bad game, nobody wants to talk about that because maybe it's just an off day. But in terms of a player who has played like 10 games straight and consistently have 10 shit performance, you want to talk more about players like that, unlike the ones who had done something good in the previous game. And I'm not trying to say we should be putting our players down. That's not what I'm trying to say. The only thing I'm trying to say is that the reason why most of the times we get things like that is because the fans tend to look at what this person has done in these past months, past games, and put it into context while making their mind on their players' performance. That's what I'm trying to say, Mark.
I think basically this argument is more down to the dynamics of the team, and we've spoke about it previously, where we haven't fully ironed out the left-hand side of our team and the way we play, whereas we are like an absolute steam train on the right-hand side. Having a settled left-back, having a settled someone behind a Martinelli or a Trossard. Don't get me wrong, Trossard has come in as a starter and not set the world alight. And then when he comes out off the subs bench, he has that moment and he's in the right place at the right time, scores the goals. I just think potentially, I think he's for a long time been very isolated. Just certainly going into last season. And looking at where he was and where he was kind of situated on the pitch, is very isolated, and that might have a negative kind of a thing on his performances as such. That's my only difference between comparing someone like Saka to even like Martinelli on the other side, where that's the big difference. Yeah, we've got Ben White constantly, we've got Saka on that right hand side, and they are like a machine.
Yeah, see it backed up. Sorry, Paul, I was just going to add, see, to back you up on that, see out of the 4 games this season, yes, Saka created an assist today, and I think he was good. I think defensively he was very, very good, so I'm not picking on him. Out of the 4 games, if you watched the highlights, every single one of them, today was his worst game. And you can't say it's because it's away to Tottenham. Last season, he was probably man of the match away to Tottenham. What was the difference from today? The right-hand side was broken. There was no Martin Ødegaard there. So therefore, you're not seeing the best out of Saka, and this is exactly what Paul's explaining. It's the same on the left-hand side. There's no stability on that left-hand side, where there's stability on the right-hand side. So yeah, sorry, Paul. I just want to.
No, it's all right. But I said I just earmark this game and suddenly say, well, look, we know we're in a situation where our attacking play is going to be stifled because of what we're missing. Obviously, with Rice and with Ødegaard not being there. So would we judge more on the attacking side of things with regards to performance in a game like this, or would we still be kind of looking at what we've done without the football and making sure that we are so hard to beat? And I lost count of the amount of times that Saka made runs back to double up along with Martinelli. And that plays a massive part into how we're set up and the dynamic of Arsenal and their game plan yesterday. Earlier on, it seems so far away that game. It's one of those. It's just
That's because you're already thinking of Man City now. So
I'm past that now. I just want to get them all out of the way now and just look at another 2 wins. But I look at it. It's a conversation that could be had for a long time, regards to players. And as I say, there's no right or wrong on that side. I just think that left-hand side just hasn't got the dynamic it did have with Granit Xhaka in that kind of area. It was something kind of ticking in that kind of unit a couple of years ago, which I think we started to see it towards the latter part of the season, but as I say, it's still not there. But again, the left-hand side, certainly as the defensive part of it, was very fragmented last season. Obviously the injuries and so, and if Timber can stay fit and obviously he makes that his own, then I can see that side being a totally different unit. And I'll tell you, if he's carrying on and he's bundling on with all his power, I'd say we're going to be very exciting on either side, and that will be good for all of us.
Can I just say something?
Go on.
Yeah, Mark, you see the thing you were saying in regards to Martinelli not having the support of Granit Xhaka, and showing today with Ødegaard missing, Bukayo Saka performance wasn't there. But you notice the difference today. Bukayo Saka had an assist in the game to win us the game. That's the thing. That's the thing you talk about when you talk about comparing players. You don't have the facility to become the player we know you can be. But apart from that, what else can you show us? Bukayo Saka will give an assist or score a goal. I don't know. I'm just
Daniel, just to come back at that, right? You're right. Saka is good at giving assists, and he has done it. But today he took a corner, mate. Martinelli doesn't take corners. So if you're making something equal, then we can say, I'm sure if Martinelli popped out to the right-hand side and whipped in a few corners, I'm sure some of our 6'2", 6'3" defenders, strikers would put an end to it, mate, and he would have an assist.
We've seen Martinelli at corner kicks before Declan Raya started taking our corner kick. Martinelli
I think he was even on corner kicks on the right today, but that's not Saka. I don't think Saka needs to add free kicks to his game, to be honest. He's somebody I feel the ceiling is high for him. He should do more. There is more to give. Still 23. There's more to come personally. But yeah, Mark, I hear what you're saying. Sometimes there are players we give more stick than the other. But just because a player has more credit in the bank, like what Daniel is saying, Saka will deliver on days that, he'll carry us certain days. So we can say we give him leeway even when he has a bad game. But I think today the both of them defended really well.
Yeah.
And kudos to Mikel. I think that was the game plan. Go in there, you two, make sure you cover your side backs properly, your full backs, which they did. But one thing I would say is we know that Jurrien Timber is right-footed. There's a time when he might face a winger who is going to take advantage of that. And again, this is why I say Mikel knows we've got Calafiori. So maybe one day when we face he comes up against a winger who is turning him in out because he knows his weakness. You're a right footer, take the ball always to a side that is uncomfortable for him. We can change things up. Calafiori comes in. But yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait for Man City to drop points, and let's let this league continue to Let's kick it off.
As Paul
Let's
said,
kick
see
it
about the defensive side, and I don't want to go about offensive today because I just think that we weren't totally there. I just want to take my manager turned up today. There was question marks, and my manager turned up.
Yeah.
He's got the best midfield that we could put out. We're missing, and we've still turned up, played a different style of football in a different way. Worked as a team massively, and the key point is team, not as individuals. We worked perfectly as a team, and we held out, and we didn't even have to hold out. You're always nervous because it's a derby game. However, we controlled. When we scored, we controlled it. Come and get us. They didn't touch us, and that's down to every single player on that park for me. So it was a different side. Get used to this because I imagine we'll be playing like this next week at Man City, the exact same way as today. But my manager has shown me that even in the hardest times possible, and today is harder than next week because we've got Declan Rice back. And you never know, Ødegaard might be there, I doubt it, but he might be. But he showed today that we could win two different ways. We could do it ugly and we could do it offensively where it's pretty and we win 5-6-0. So big up to all the guys. And we shouldn't even be having a discussion about the discussions we're having. We've beaten Tottenham away again. We own them. That's the third time away from home. We've beaten them.
Yeah, we had a Tottenham fan in the chat, didn't we? At the previous show, I was trying to find the message. He goes, "Oh, you're not going to beat us for the third time." He goes, "You're not going to get the hat trick. No one's done that for 50 odd years or something like that." Just like to say hi, and if you're watching, it's
and
happened.
Apparently, we beat them more time at their stadium. In what is it? How long have they been there? 4 years, 3 years? They beat 5 years. Then they beat us at Emirates in 16, God knows how many years. So yeah, once. So big up. We own them. We own Tottenham, man.
Little birds.
Yeah, and they've seen us win the league there twice as well. It's fine. It's
our heritage.
Yeah. I think we're gonna start looking to wrap up, but yeah, just have a think again for what that win means really for us moving forward. Obviously, going to Man City next week. Mark, obviously massively important going into that City game, and as you say, we'll have Declan Rice back. Hopefully, Ødegaard. It's a totally different feeling had we have lost this game, wouldn't it? In all honesty.
Yeah. Yesterday, I think I said this in the preview show today, I sat for 10 seconds yesterday and I thought, oh, what about if because we're doing going because we've got this midfield out, what happens if we actually win the next two games? And I thought, Mark, don't do it for just in case of disappointment. And then bang, Tottenham, get back to your beds. We move on. I want to see rotation going into the Atalanta game because I think that even if we didn't get a result there, it wouldn't matter. We could still more than qualify. City has got to be the main objective. And the last thing I'll say, massive thing came out of today, confidence. Massive confidence going into that Man City game. And Haaland, you've been banging in goals. Next week, mate, Saliba and Gabriel will be putting you back on your arse again, bro. So they'll not touch us. So yeah, I'm excited, Paul, really, and that's my final take on it, mate.
Yeah, cool. And just finally with you, Bez. Obviously, gritty win today. How important is it for the team to keep that kind of mentality going into the next few tough fixtures?
I think it is very important because I'm not seeing us play with this desire, this mental strength that we get through, these battles since the Invincibles days. If you remember how we lack as a complete unit. When they try and hurt us, they try and break us. Will be the officials, will be other fans, will be other players. But it's how you bounce back. You can already see how a team now, the defensive unit is there. Be ready. You have midfield, we will protect you. Same goes with as you guys said, from the wingers, they came back to protect the defensive unit. The way Also today, for example, I didn't expect it really. I didn't want him to be, but the way he did it, Jorginho, for example, showed the example of a experienced player. He can hold his ground well. And yes, it's a Tottenham game. Yes, it's a derby game. But the way he kept himself like a leader that's been, again, he's not been in this club for too long. But the fact is, he commands something, I guess, very unique that I think Xhaka used to hold, as you guys said, that he offers to told them, this is your line, you do it. This is mine, I'll stand my ground, I'll do my bit. We have to do my bit, sorry, your bit for me. So for the way they show this combative, if I'm saying that right, like the way we get these wins, the way we're defending, the way we're playing for each other, the way they're playing for us as fans, we pay them money day in day out when we can. As you know, last season I saw 3 ladies games, 2 men's. The way I saw, for example, I'll say it again, very happily. The way I saw the Chelsea game, the way I saw the 5-0 victory, the way everyone was just okay. Yes, you felt like the season would go up and down, but the way they'll celebrate every goal together, with geeing each other up, high fiving, spotting each other like a brotherhood in a battle against, like almost, the Roman Empire. For that watching the way it's not brought me so much joy for a long time. Gone is the banter era as we had before pandemic. Gone is that time we had other fan base laughing at us. But right now, when I wear my shirt in London, will be even one of the current ones or the old classic ones. I don't get any more the odd stares. Oh, he's a gooner. Oh, he's an Arsenal fan. Oh, why an Arsenal fan? Now this just goes suddenly quiet. I walk around London, I feel like I can wear an Arsenal shirt with happy smile on my face. Like when I wear one tomorrow, if I do wear it, or maybe I'll wear this, I feel like I have a reason why I'm wearing it. I have a joy. I have a sense of reason why I carry the whole of bundle of joy, So you feel like I've never had this feeling for a long time to be an Arsenal fan. And one thing I say, but the way we shut up other fan bases, the way us as fans as well, our fan side, us ones, we're so classy in our presence as a whole unit. Yes, they give us stick. Yes, they give us taunting. We bought it 2 years in a row. But the way we're so resilient, we're not afraid to hide. We need to hide away, stay together like we do tonight with 5 guys talking about the same team. Yes, we have different opinions. Yes, we have different ways to see things. But the way we bounce back off each other is fantastic viewing for everyone to see that clearly we talk as one. We kind of like, how can I say this? We embrace that Arsenal family, how can I say this, family tree, yet together we still keep us strong. Yes, there's the ones out there who clearly will clearly say things that they shouldn't say. But the way we lately have seen this grow to another level, the Arsenal fan base from 5 years ago was unbelievable. Since I think the midst of what they have social media, but the way I see it now is just like, without drawing too much long, but the way this team gives you this feeling now, you just feel like, yes, it makes you nervous before a certain game as we had today, but the way you feel afterwards is a complete different feeling. It's like you think like you're literally in a cloud 9, you come back down to earth, that you float, but also at the same time is you feel that sense of joy to see the team play well as a unit. And I know I've said that earlier, but the way they do it in such a way, you just think, like, is it the same thing we're watching we just watched 5 years ago? It's just crazy.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Any final feelings or thoughts? Anyone want to share anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go, Paul. I watched our team today, and I just remembered, I don't know, back in the day we used to see when Alex Ferguson will go to clubs, they didn't have to play the best football. All you need to do, he'll just go out there, slog out the win. That was what I was just thinking of today. And I know people will think, oh, you didn't play anything. We don't have to play the best football. What matters is the 3 points. We've gone there, we've got it. Easy, nice and sweet. I'm just so happy for how far Mikel has brought us. I spoke earlier about how Mikel has grown. You can see like he now knows how to approach games. Every game has a style. some things can change. He's not a one side. He's not all one way. You set up different ways for the kind of team you want to face, which is all well and good. And again, what I'll say is we've got a couple of games, kind of tough games. On Thursday, we travel to Atlanta, but City, on the other hand, they'll be home, even though they face a stiff opposition in Inter Milan. So I don't know if the odds are in our favor for that one, but only that we are going to play one. We have 1 day fewer, less rest than City. So how Mikel is going to approach City, I just hope I know he's going to come up with something good. But this is the kind of games I would have wanted Tomiyasu to be available. I know the likes of Kivio will be playing. I mean, against Atalanta now, we don't need to go and field in Bukayo Saka. And, again, I wish there was someone else we could play instead of playing Havertz. But we know that Havertz is going to have to play. But I hope we rest Bukayo Saka. I hope we rest the likes of Martinelli. I wish there was someone else to come in for Partey in midfield so that these guys can have rest and be fresh for City. I believe. Say who?
Declan will be available.
But so Rice, Rice can play Atlanta and also play City. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so the likes of Kivio will have game time. I'm hoping. I have a strong feeling that we go to City. Last season we went there. We set up in such a way that we went there and did not concede. So this time around, if he sets up the same way, who knows? It might be another smash and grab. We'll go there. I'm not ruling out the possibility of coming out there with all 3 points. And this is what this win has done today. It gives you that mentality, that belief. And I know that the boys will be buzzing. We beat Tottenham. Let's try again against City. Imagine we get 6 points from these 2 games. Is looking really good. And I just hope that Saka knock is nothing and he'll be back very well, very good and healthy. So yeah, congrats to the boys. Just like Beth said, working as a unit, everybody's fighting for each other, spotting and embracing each other on a tackle. That is confidence. Is the way our banter era of COVID is behind us. It's just so amazing. I remember it like we used to play Kolasinac and Maitland-Niles but we've moved. Socrates Papastopoulos. It's so lovely how we in 4 games, I think we have now established what our back four is. I know Zini started against Wolves, but when Timber came in for Zini against Wolves, we thought that this guy is ready to take this spot. And there's nothing stopping this back four. I just see Timber 23. These guys are now of that age. They can. I believe with Raya in goal and these 4, if we keep them fit, we go places. And hopefully we get across the line.
Yeah, look, and we haven't even spoke about Marino coming through, and we navigate this little area, and you suddenly look at that latter part of the year. You then look at what happens in January. It was quite interesting. Did you hear Arteta's press conference before the game? And he was alluding to the fact that there were certain transactions that had to be done, and we were still within restraints, alluding to PSR. So it looks like a reason why potentially we didn't go gung-ho in the transfer market during the summer. So more savvy, I think, than everyone else about where we are. Does it mean that this extra kind of 4 or 5 months means in January we're in a lot better position moving forward to then look at reinforcements? Yes, it might be tougher.
Yeah, that's right, because Declan Rice's contract, that 100 mil initially is over 18 months. And this will be in January, that'll be him here for 18 months, so that'll be gone. So you can only imagine. And plus with the club's taking in over 100 million as well, so I'm sure what that means that we could do something. But so
I said that's where we're looking. We're suddenly looking at having him back, Marino, and seeing him playing. I'll tell you what, it's another new signing, just like Timber. Obviously, we're not seeing him play. He's going to be a few weeks away before he actually starts again. But it's more options, isn't it? At the end of the day, and yeah, let's say, get through this period, and then we go into, I think we've just got to navigate through the till the next international window, haven't we? Really, that's next month. So we just hope that there's no more injuries when players go away, because this is our nightmare. I'd be telling them all to pull out. I'd literally be saying, just don't go.
Yeah. Paul, you know who we didn't talk about? Ethan Nwaneri.
Yeah. I said before the start of the game, didn't I? I said when he come on, I thought he may start, but yeah, he had the little minutes, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he starts against Atlanta.
Yeah, I think it's going to be game time, isn't it? Then, and then you've got the Carabao Cup game as well. I think that's where he's going to get a couple of.
I think MLS starts too.
What's that? Sorry.
MLS, Mas Kelly. I think he's going to start against.
Okay, Lewis Kelly.
Yeah. I think there'll be a few that will be kind of switched around. Certainly the Carabao Cup game. I'm not sure he's going to go totally
for the Champions League.
Changed for the Champions League. I think it's going to be there. But yeah, as I say, there's going to be game time. Whoever is there, I think, youngsters or not. We're going to rotate around. I'm sure there's going to be people getting those minutes that they need. Should there be any need for them to come in, they'll be fully oiled up and ready to go. I'm massively positive now going on to Thursday. It's not as, like I say, you look at if you looked at the pressure that would have been on the team going to the Etihad had we have lost points or lost today, it's totally different to what it is now. And I look at it like that. This game could be a real changer, couldn't it? Imagine going over there and actually getting the result, getting the 3 points. Obviously, going to be very hard, but if we can, wow. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to go that far at a minute and start believing. I just want to get that team line up, and then have the chat with you lot before the game, and then we'll see where our butterflies are and our nerves, and then hopefully discuss afterwards. But yeah, I thought he looked very assured Nwaneri today in the minimal time he played. Hopefully Saka's not injured too badly.
A big blow.
Yeah. So just hope that's just I think it's just precautionary rather than anything serious. But thank you guys for coming on tonight, Daniel, Bez, Mark, and Reg. Good to talk on pleasant terms, and after a great result like it was earlier on. So
thankfully we didn't come here to curse and lay abuse on anybody. So
I know
just 3 is a magic number. That's what I'm saying.
It's actually nice making my debut after a nice victory over Tottenham.
So it's good to have you on, Daniel. And
good to have you on, Dan.
It's been good to have you on again. So North London is red. We've hit the hat trick. That's the toilet bowl. I think that's the fair description of the the toilet bowl. We keep it to the toilet bowl. We keep it nice and formal.
So is Bud Light, but I guess it's better than lying in your bed with your pillow over your head crying into it, is it? But
and
enjoy.
Tottenham fans were cheering for their own team as well.
For a change.
Yeah, for a change. Yeah, wearing their own colours as well.
Forgot about that. We never really spoke about that.
They're wearing their own colours, and look. Actually, I've got to change it. North London's not red. It's North London is black, green, and red.
North London is whatever colour Arsenal decide.
That's it. And really good. But yeah, guys, thank you very much, everyone in the chat, Zoom in the UK. Thanks for watching and the interaction. Good. yeah, and we'll stay tuned for the shows for next week because it's going to be one hell of a busy week. With
thanks,
this league
Paul.
start.
Thanks, Bez. Thank you, Mark.
So,
Thanks, Daniel.
you everyone.
See you guys, man.
Pleasure,
See
man.
you all soon.